The drama between both Meghan Markle and the Netflix studio executives are only getting worse as we speak due to all of the issues going on right now between unsubscribers and the ongoing Netflix boycott, really snowballing at this point because this new series, With Love Meghan, set to debut on January 15th, is truly universally rejected to the point that Netflix customers want nothing to do with Netflix anymore for even associating with Meghan Markle again, and to also double down by really going through the greenlight phase for a season 2 and 2 other projects that are currently untitled that they want to debut in 2027. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So we already know that Meghan Markle is creating a lot of problems behind the scenes. We already know that she got the marketing team fired from this existing show because she's very unhappy with the first trailer, and so of course she's gonna play the blame game, right? She's gonna say that it's all about the marketing, it's all about the marketing team making the wrong decisions, and we already discussed about how behind closed doors she was pointing the finger and saying how it was all about using outtakes or the worst takes possible for the trailer, right? Which is, an absolute lie. We all know that. But what's interesting here has a lot more to do with how she continues to double down on what's going on with this boycott taking place and how basically this is causing her to go into this downward spiral and reacting in such an erratic behavior. So, interestingly enough, we know that Netflix CEO Greg Peters, alright, he is against Meghan Markle at this point. He is truly trying to prevent Netflix from collapsing, all because of this show With Love Meghan. Now, what's really interesting here is that with many studios either doubling down on their agenda or making the flat-out wrong choices altogether still in Hollywood, even after gaining intense backlash, one in particular has much to do with the new show by Netflix called With Love Meghan, and the drama that is growing and worsening over time behind the scenes. One major development going on now involves more to do with Meghan Markle and her response/reaction as the Netflix boycott from its customers are now taking storm. A crucial update to the scenario right now is just recently Meghan Markle reportedly had a moment of outrage with the producers, executives, and even went as far to get the marketing team fired. We talked about this 2 days ago, recently as approved by the Netflix board of directors, shame on them. Meghan also had multiple emotional moments where she shed tears behind closed doors, shed tears over the recent monumental boycott coming from Netflix subscribers and customers. What's even more shocking now is that Meghan's response toward the boycott recently got more intense after Netflix analysts officially reported to the studio executives that they have received well over 20,000 email complaints about the show With Love Meghan, and also witnessed a sudden dip of unsubscribers from their streaming platform in a matter of days. The specific metrics will be known in a couple of days. This in turn recently led Meghan Markle to act in a very demanding and controlling way, where she is now demanding the editors for With Love Meghan and even some of the writers to be fired, just like the marketing team was let go. Now, this is all in response to the recent boycott and subscriber loss over at Netflix due to the series going viral and not in a good way. It turns out that Netflix already greenlit a With Love Meghan Season 2, and Meghan is now in the process of getting the writers fired, and is also demanding a whole new team of editors to work with her new marketing team that she will be handpicking in the next few days to help restore the image of her show. Now guys, let me just say one thing about that. The fact that Netflix is letting her handpick an entire new marketing team is ludicrous. It is insane. The fact that you have Netflix, these corporate, executives, allowing someone like Meghan Markle, who, by the way, is just someone who is part of the talent, or someone who's part of the acting in this project, if you even want to call her an actress at that. But yeah, I mean, the fact that they were letting her handpick a new marketing team after the other one was fired and let go, I think is a very revealing factor as to what the board of directors are like over at Netflix. I think that they truly are incompetent, grossly incompetent, and it's going to cost them, and it already is costing them. Like I said, they have well over 20,000 emails, complaints, by the way, about the show, and a big sudden dip in Netflix subscribers. shifting away and unsubscribing. So that's a very big telltale about how people are just fed up with a lot of these studios making the wrong choices and or, pushing an agenda or siding with somebody that's so insufferable or toxic, right? So the recent proposal by Greg Peters, get this, created a significant divide between himself and Meghan Markle after he brought up the cancellation plan to the board, and shockingly the board is also siding with Meghan to ditch the current editors with a new team to work with Meghan Markle's hand-picked marketing group. To make matters worse for Netflix is that this boycott taking place against Netflix is said to be so significant this time around that it may be difficult to shake off, given how unlikable Meghan Markle truly is, and just how rejected she is from the public and around the globe. Between the 20,000 plus emails toward Netflix from its customers demanding to end the show with Love Meghan and the unsubscribers, Meghan Markle is already in full-on panic mode over season 2 getting axed/cancelled as of now, and that response is causing Greg Peters to act and desperately convince the board to cancel season 2, which is planned to drop during the summer of 2026. So the fact that the board wants a season 2 just goes to show you how incompetent they truly are. Now look, I've had my criticisms of Greg Peters. If you guys have been with us for a while, I have had my criticisms about the guy for sure. But I think that this is the one big thing that he's correct on, is that it's time to shift gears. It's time to move away from Meghan Markle and call it quits, because it's obvious that nobody likes her, nobody wants to see her on Netflix. The vast majority of people do not want to tune into a show, let alone they don't even want to see her getting promoted on their Netflix homepage, right? They don't want to see that. They don't want all of that nonsense. So Greg Peters stepping in, trying to desperately convince the board and saying, hey, let's cancel this thing. Let's not move ahead with the season 2. Let's not fall into Meghan Markle's demands of now firing the editors and firing the writers because you already got rid of the marketing team. That was too much to begin with. You would think that the board of directors would at least give Greg Peters a little bit of a shot at really knocking some sense into them. But we'll have to wait and see where this all goes. Now again, Meghan Markle, and her overall erratic behavior just goes to show you how thin-skinned she truly is. This is why she acts very angry behind the scenes and in the public eye whenever she's criticized. She always plays the victim card. She always plays the race card at many points in time of her life. We've seen that happen before, by the way. This is nothing really new, but this is the latest example of Meghan Markle really just doubling down on trying to make her feel very much accepted and very much, the center of attention is what it really comes down to, right? So I would like to hear what everyone has to say about Greg Peters, the CEO of Netflix, and the board of directors and their awful choices, and how Meghan Markle is now acting after the boycott is just snowballing. It is not stopping. It is just turning into a viral moment of people just grouping together and taking a stand against the Netflix CEO, and how he's suddenly beginning to side, with the other executives that are against Meghan Markle. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.